alive in you. This is a fun one, guys. This is what I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get the guitar out for this one. Okay, so you guys have heard this song, I assume, and I'm actually gonna use the actual key of D chart, simply because after you start the song, it seems pretty straightforward. Normal changes, I think, in here. Little noodle with reverb second in the second verse. The lead line in the beginning just sounds like it's rocking out on the open D string. There is a part two. I feel like it was such a missed opportunity, and it was something that I would do in a main service. There's a lead, or not a lead. There's a vocal thing that they do in this like refrain spot. And actually, let's just pull it up. Let's just pull it up. Come on. You guys having fun yet? Okay. So, was that it right there? It's right before that. So that little thing, right? Let me see if I can push this down. Do you guys see this? I know you might can't hear it, but
yeah.
Right? Yeah, you know it is. That little part, if they would have kept playing that part during the I'm alive, like that, get Omar with his string sounds, like all of a sudden, like the drums, like really embrace that. They only do it for like two rounds, and then they go to the I'm alive, which is fine. It's cool. It's the refrain, whatever, and then it goes into the bridge. But yeah, I thought that was such a missed opportunity. I was like, man, if I was producing that song, I would have totally yelled at the guitar player, keep playing that part. Because then you know what's going to happen after you get to the end of the song. Let's just say you're vibing, on the 1, the 4, whatever. And all of a sudden, you, Mr. Little Guitar Player, you just start playing it, and everyone's going to know, oh, I see what he's doing. Because the keyboard player, they're always going to add those little things in there to entice us, in the worship, and get us to sing out. So, but this is the real kicker, and I'm sure you guys heard it at some point, but let's just... It only took 3. So we... Once again, another nuance. I want you guys to listen really quick. Here we go. I know you probably can't hear the bass notes, but okay. Right there. So that chorus, I put it as chorus 2. That's the only time they go to the G on that first line. And even if you just write it there, you just say, hey, it's technically like the third time they do the chorus. I call it chorus 2, but when I put chorus 2, it's because it's different than the chorus 1. Because normally you just say chorus, sing it, play it twice, but those subtleties, right? Just you being able to go, oh, on that third chorus, even though it says 2, but in that third time they do the chorus, they do the 4 chord or the whatever chord in that one part, and highlight it or whatever, and just remind yourself. And that way too, when you're in worship, especially in a main service, they're going to pick up on that stuff. They're going to hear it. It's different than when we're in kids playing to a track, or we're in youth playing with, our regular buds. In those situations, you're like, hey, we just all need to play the same thing. So we don't need to challenge each other with new chords. But in main service, no, you want to challenge. You want to be like, hey, this is actually in the song. Should we do it? Worst case scenario, they say, yeah, that's nice, but we don't want to try to pay attention to that one little chord. Okay, cool. But at least you suggested it. At least you're showing that you're paying attention. Blah, 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 blah. Now let's get to the fun stuff. just jumped right to the good stuff, man. Just that little part, you got to know it. You know, in a main service, you got to know it. You might not play it every time. You might fake it. You know, you might miss it. But hey, at least you got to write it down. So the notes are simply, and once again, tell me if you can't see this. Oh, sorry, my bad. Just, you know, being familiar with the syncopation. You know, your positioning might be different. You might do a higher octave, whatever. But the whole point is, you know, be mindful of like the other band members are going to probably do it, and you should know it too. You know, all this other stuff in the beginning is like the easy part. You know, it's when you get like these gospel kind of songs that you do want to pick up. And you know, it took me probably took me 20 minutes to figure out the line. So it's not it's not something I couldn't Google it. I couldn't YouTube it, like not because I actually didn't try, but the point is that, you know, sometimes you're gonna have to sit with a song with a little part and loop it over and over and over again. So if you have like a garage band, a Logic, yeah, like just loop it and listen and, you know, take out frequencies if you need to. Actually, I'd be curious to listen, because as you guys know, I do chop up. This is like a new thing in Logic where you can take out stems and you could single things out. So obviously we have like a drum track, we have guitar and keys plus drums, we have an instrumental, just the vocals, so things like that. I know there's other softwares out there that do it. I've used them before, but this is cool because it's built into Logic, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start using it now. But yeah, so if I go to this and I go to that ending part, let's see. This song is so long.
Yeah.
Damn, right?
What happened right there? They used the melodic scale or harmonic minor?
You know,
I don't know if you don't know, that's fine.
I don't know right what scale. I don't know what scale it is. I do know, like, yeah, if we look at the number chart, it'll actually tell us. So it's 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's you know, it's definitely messing with the scale. Yeah, flat 7. Yeah, so it's bluesy. It's like either Mixolydian or maybe it is blues. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, so it could be a mix. The Mixolydian, that's right.
Yeah. And then yeah, after that, there are some cooler. I'm gonna go back to the other chart because it makes more sense to most people. Like, you know, obviously let's say chorus 3, right? So I have it in parentheses. It says G, F sharp, G flat over B flat. It doesn't need to. You don't need to make sense of it right now, other than just seeing what the shape is. But yeah, you know, so it's. Sorry if you can't hear. B minor to the A, and then it does this like G, F sharp. So it's like that, you know, F over D sharp. You just move it up to the 6th fret. Right. So it's an inversion. It's an inversion of G flat. So and then they do this, you know, they do the B minor 1 to the G, and then they do this little walk up thing. B minor, and then they go E over G sharp. So very, very gospel. you know, as a guitar player, you don't have to play that, but hey, once again, taking ownership, keep, you know, catching those things. You know, you could spend a whole afternoon just playing that, you know, and just jamming with it. So a lot of potential, or a lot of opportunity, a lot of potential to really learn, absorb. You know, you guys have this now, like you guys can, you know, practice those things even if you never play it in a service. The point is that you're learning new chords, you're learning, like Sammy asks, you know, what scale is that? I don't even know, but you know, at least the notes are right. That's the goal. But yeah, so when I heard that song, I was like, oh, that's fun. That reminds me of, you know, playing in church again, and doing that with other musicians. That's the funnest part too, right? And then you guys get to rap about, oh yeah, like what are the notes, you know? And then if you're the one that's like, oh, it's just, you know, it's just these like 5 or 6, you know, and this is the syncopation, and they're like, dang, dude, like thank you, like let's play it, you know. Um, but how do you guys feel about that song? Pretty
Good. It's
crazy.
cool. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, it's groovy.
Yeah.